I've been playing that Battlefront
Oh yeah.
beta. There was 4 modes on offer, 3 multiplayer modes, one just like an offline mode, whatever. Wasn't with the offline mode, it was just like kill a bunch of guys. The 3 multiplayer modes, Galactic Conquest, which is in the first one. It was an 88 slowly walking, and you would like shut the if the rebels, you have to kind of shut it down along the way. So the new Galactic Conquest is the same thing, but it's an MTT from Phantom Menace, slowly going through, and it's all these droids attacking with you. And I thought something that was immediately cooler about this is this time you have to actually pick up iron weapons and shoot it. In the last game, you have to just like activate these things, and if you activated enough, Y-wings would come, and it would change the amount of Y-wings that bomb it, which take off a different amount of health. This is actually like it's an active thing. You have to pick it up.
You also have to coordinate it because the ion shot does a bit of damage,
but it also
weakens
the shield,
and then everyone can shoot it. So if no one's shooting it when the shield's down, it's useless.
Yeah. So they've definitely dialed it back a bit more towards Battlefield type setup. So now you have classes. Didn't have classes last time. You remember what are the classes?
You got assault, heavy, commander, and specialist.
Yeah.
Probably got one of those names wrong, but it's the same idea.
I don't know if it's commander, but it's something like that. Officer.
No, I don't know.
I don't know either.
No. But yeah, no, I did like this classes. One thing that was a bit lame with the classes is they're all the same.
Yeah.
Across every army, across every timeline.
Droids are a great opportunity to have like destroyer droids, which don't appear. I don't think ever in the game. It just seems like the sort of thing that just like we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen any sign of it.
It's weird though because all the special units and the heroes play in third person by default, and like I feel like
you flat out can't play them in.
They're all in third person, and I feel like the droidicars would handle well.
So I downloaded Battlefront 2 yesterday just to see if I was bullshitting or if it actually did play like crap. Answer is it does play like crap. However, droidicars are a unit in that, and they are pretty cool in it. You know, it's definitely that'll be a shame if they don't.
And even like the battle droids. There's a bunch of different visual differences in battle droids that we introduced in Clone Wars.
Which I thought
the cartoon.
I thought could have been a great opportunity to have them in.
That's right, and just like a bit of visual read because often it's really easy to tell like a heavy clone trooper they got like a little dress battle dress.
Yeah.
But I always get killed by heavy droids. And I'm like, I had no idea that guy was heavy. He's got a bit of red paint on himself.
They're brown, like a darker brown. Yeah. I thought that was great, like because they're called like commando droids or something in Clone Wars, but they got like a shorter snout and stuff. But generally, there are lots of different droids throughout the Clone Wars and stuff. There's also the what do you call it droids? The droids that have his guard droids, Grievous's guard droids. Yeah. Like to me, you can still have the rocket trooper because I think they're cool, but you could almost have it. Right now, you've got your 4 classes always unlocked, and then you've got your 2 optionals plus your 2 extras. I don't see why they couldn't have 3 classes unlocked for droids, then have super battle droids your next one up, then a droidicar, then like Grievous's guards as a thing. I mean, look, maybe this is all coming. Maybe they just like they dialed it back for the.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised it's limited for the beta, but it seemed like an interesting decision that on feed the 2 special units for the droids were both super battle droids, just like different variations.
Yeah,
which is like, ooh.
Look, one of them's a droidicar. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe they just thought it was too hard, and like
droidicars were so
what's interesting about Battlefield is all sides are basically the same. There's no special units per side. You're just in a different costume.
I guess even that's what I was saying. Like, it would be interesting if, the droids were a bit more limited in their movement or something.
Yeah.
But they had more tickets or they.
Well, that's what I've talked about.
Something. Because, like I said at the start, the first time I saw a droid, I was like, "Holy shit, is that an AI? Because it's moving like a droid." However, once everyone got more familiar with the game, you see droids doing like
barrel rolls, and I'm like, "Oh, I never seen a droid do a fucking roll out of the way." Yeah, that almost be cool if like droids couldn't roll or something like. It's just the fear, I think, of people getting shitty with a certain faction, not wanting to play it.
Yeah, and then they get loaded into that and just rage quitting or whatever. But
that's right.
Yeah, from that perspective, it's a bit lame.
Well, something that we talked about before is Star Wars has the benefit of all the teams look different.
Oh,
when you're playing in the new stuff with the new order, what are they called? First order and the resistance, like you can clearly see a resistance member because they're all like fucking khaki green and wearing those dopey
dumb hats.
Yeah, motorbike helmets compared to the first order. Like you can see all that stuff. It's very clear. First order with their like emo black tears that run down their face.
Poor first order on that map because they're in white armor.
Yeah.
And the resistance are all wearing camo.
Oh, it's blatant too. Like when you play that map. So the other map is Maz's castle. Cafe. Castle/cafe. And when you play that, basically the first order have to run into the castle, grab a package, and then run back out to the thing, and just goes for as long as that takes. And if they drop the package, then it resets. And it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's green and brown the whole level. You're the resistance are in green and brown, and they're in white. Maybe that's intentional because they're the ones that actually have to do the work.
Well, that was a bit of a complaint in number 1 as well. Like when you were playing on Endor and you were the rebels, you were like all in camo gear. Stormtroopers just marching about in white armor.
That's because they just don't give a fuck. They're like,
but in that regard, like maybe give them a little bit of extra help. You know, like have some of that asynchronous to it. Where
yeah,
it's like,
well, that's why
they are armored.
That's right. And I would just love to see more of that generally. Like I would like all these units that's one thing I will say about the old Battlefronts is, and I think they were making up a lot of this shit, like the clone troopers in Battlefront, like there's engineer troopers and snipers and stuff that all look quite different to the normal units, whereas now they all look fairly similar. Maybe it's just because like now that Clone Wars is out and there's a bit more lore around it, they're like, oh no, they do look basically the same. Whereas the engineers and thing, I don't know if you remember, but they look totally different. The engineer troopers look really cool. And then it's true for like the other teams as well. Like they just like had to like make up units. So like there's like the Boffin spies are like an extra unit you can get for the rebels. Yeah, and they have like this fucked up gun that like fires super fast and overheats like immediately. Nice. So I'm a little bit. I know I just said I like the authenticity and stuff, and potentially having these things that don't appear in the movies can take you out of authenticity a bit. Although I don't think it does, as long as it feels like Star Wars. But I'm a little bit worried about that just not being in the game because I've decided like, what's the point? Or like, there's a great level in Star Wars Battlefront 1, the old one, where you just play on like this big grassy field on Naboo, and you play as the Gungans, and all you've got as Gungans is those like blue things that you can throw at people. You've only got those blue orbs and like an arc cutter, like an arc welder, so you just run up and you can kill them if you do that, but otherwise you just go throw these grenades. A useless fucking level. No point spending all those man hours making that, apart from it's fucking stupid and fun. So that's my concern, is this game is going to do...
Yeah, like...
Streamline the fuck out of it.
For authenticity's sake, as I said, I don't think there's been a game based on an IP that is more authentic than these Battlefront games.
Yeah.
Like, visually and the way they sound.
Yeah.
But... They definitely seem to have blanded it up a bit with, like... just making it easier for everyone to digest, like when it comes to any of the gameplay elements. Yeah. Which was a bit of a problem I had with Battlefront 1. And I feel like they addressed a lot of the issues with Battlefield 1 after Battlefront 1.
True.
And now I feel like they've sort of taken that approach to Battlefront 2 as well. They've addressed a lot of the issues. They've gone back to the drawing board with a bunch of stuff. And like I was saying with you the other day, in a lot of ways... better than what I expected. Like, rather than going with what they knew worked with the success they had with Battlefield 1, they took the sort of more arcadey ideas in Battlefront 1 and evolved them into their own thing. Like, fleshed them out a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, a lot of the, like we was talking about, the special units and the vehicles were just these tokens on the ground that you picked up, which are really dumb because... people who wanted to get those things, like get the heroes and stuff, would just spawn at your base and wait there.
Just hang out.
So they're not helping the fight.
Yeah. Whereas now it's basically a kill streak.
Now it's the opposite. Now it's a kill streak. So if you perform well, you get rewarded with these units.
And you know the thing about that, which I found really interesting, is I found myself performing better because of that. As in, because you get for kill streaks and stuff like, it's not just kill streaks, it's points. Like kill streaks do play anyway. If you get kill streaks, you get multipliers. So I found myself playing more strategically and not just running like a maniac, I'd take a guy out, and then if it was getting dire, I'd back out of there because I wanted to stay alive so I could play like that. So it actually did change the way I played, and I think that's interesting. I think the way I was playing with this thing was more how they wanted me to play. I know, like, me and everybody else, but I'm like a massive Star Wars person. I love fucking Star Wars. So, to actually experiencing it in a way that feels like you're part of a movie, and I've talked about this before, the new movies, I think a lot of people don't feel are that great, are doing justice to what they thought Star Wars was going to be in a modern movie making sense. And then when you even look at, like, and the prequels, obviously a misfire, although I feel like they brought a lot of content into the Star Wars universe
they expanded the universe.
Yeah, that feels really good and feels realistic, but feels new, but still feels Star Warsy for the most part. Everyone's like, what about Jar Jar? I actually don't even know a huge problem with Jar Jar, or certainly not Gungans. I fucking love Gungans. Yeah, I mean, Jar Jar is
just a shit character.
He's a bit on the nose. I maintain this: if you take the prequels and you just the overarching story, if you treat Star Wars like it was real life, and the prequels are a badly made movie series about these real events, the events are still cool. The overarching events of the Clone Wars and Anakin going evil and all that, still really good. The minutiae of it, you'd be like, why did that director decide to focus so much on Anakin's weird love life and dreams and shit, and his mummy complex? Like, you'd be like, that's fucking weird. They just took that path with it. Like if it was like a real life thing, but the actual story is good. So I always liked that, and when they did Battlefront 1, the new Battlefront 1 that didn't have any prequel stuff, I thought it was a real missed opportunity, although once again, I'm sure they were just like, fuck, this game ain't ready yet, and they want us to put it out now.
Well,
Let's put something out.
I wasn't sure if that was also just because of the bad rap that the prequels get. They were just like, just miss it.
Yeah, but the prequels are pretty much single-handedly responsible for modern Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely.
You talk to anyone under the age of 20, and when you say Star Wars, they think of Jar Jar Binks. They think of the Clone Wars TV show. They think of all that stuff. They're not thinking of, it is a generational thing. The point I was going to make before when I was banging on about how myself, and I think a lot of Star Wars, not all Star Wars people, a lot of Star Wars people feel generally about the movies, is sort of what I've already, in a very mumbly way, already touched on, which is what I've realised, because I'll go back one step further.
Oh, good.
The original Star Wars movies, the original 3 movies, plus 2 Ewok movies, the original 3 movies, aren't that good. They're not. They're in the top 250. Everybody loves them. If you show someone that movie fresh, they go, huh. Yeah. And it's not it's not an age thing. It's not like that it hasn't aged well. They're not that good. They're not that good. There are movies from that era that are good. There are sides like Alien, fucking phenomenal still. Aliens, still really good. There are movies from the era that are really good. Dune, it's a slog, but still a good film. This is not Dune. This is a dopey, fucking He-Man-esque jaunt through the galaxy. Point being that Star Wars was never that good. It came along at the right time when movies were looking depressing, everything was depressing, that the whole idea of like big orchestral scores was gone. And people latched on to that idea. Like, it's like, we're going to go watch fucking Chinatown or Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is known for, like, all the people at Fox just being like, this thing's a pile of shit. Like, we have to cut this up and make it a children's TV show because it's so shit, we just don't want to waste our money on it. And they were right. They were right. It doesn't mean it didn't earn what it got. Like, it is still something. It's a tour de force. It's like Harry Potter. The Harry Potter books and movies suck. No. They suck a ball bag. Yeah, they really do. But that's sort of besides the point. If you were to go to that Sheila that wrote them, J.R. Tolkien, no. So name J something.
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. You went to her and you said, suck, your movies suck, your books suck. She'd be like, and? Like, it sort of doesn't matter.
But she legitimately, like, has that attitude.
I know, yeah, I know. And there's nothing wrong with that. But so Star Wars and Harry Potter and all those things, almost because they appeal to so many people, they have to be kind of bland. Yeah. Like, they have to just be kind of, like, just nothing, like, just plain old margarine. But what's good about them is all the extra stuff. This is true for both Star Wars and Harry Potter. Harry Potter is your most generic, let's take all the generic fairy tale shit out of a book. Generic stuff that all kids know about, unicorns and fairies and wizards and just boring shit. Twee the crap out of it and put that in a book. But it's all the way it's done, which is why people love it.
It is handled very well.
And like even me,
in that world building regard.
That's right. And even me, who like just absolutely abhors Harry Potter, still says I can see the connection. If that came along at a time in my life, I might be the same way about Harry Potter than I am about Star Wars. But my point being, we've got all the Star Wars movies now, and I'm kind of like, it's disappointing what they're doing with the new ones. And then I think back and I realise the old ones weren't that good. And what I realise is what Star Wars always was for me, from grade 5 when I really first kind of just became entranced by this universe, when I got given this was actually 97, but fuck. This is like the Special Editions VHS pack. From here onwards, I realised Star Wars to me was about the universe. This was a look into this universe, a window into this universe that nothing else could provide me. And so, getting to live that out in a realistic portrayal, better than how it was portrayed in the movies, because the movies used older style special effects and stuff, and this is just like a more immersive experience. That's almost all I needed, which I think is why I played the new Battlefront 1 for so long. Now, it feels like there's a game around it. Anyway, I think that's Battlefront 1 covered. Your thoughts? Battlefront 2.
No, I think overall, pretty impressed, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you rudely cut me off. I was going to say, I was really wowed by it, and then I got a bit bored by it, and then after playing for a while and kind of learning the systems and stuff a bit more, I thought, this is actually pretty good, and I was back on.
Like I did enjoy the like when we played Battlefront 1.
Yeah.
Battlefront New 1. Like I did enjoy the sort of more arcadey version of Battlefield, but there just wasn't enough there.
No.
Whereas I feel like they've just added that little bit of meat that will keep me going for a lot longer.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 beta.
Pretty fun. Very authentic Star Wars experience.
And it'll get you frothy for that Star Wars. Like maybe think about the movie and think, I'm pretty excited for this movie now. Even though I'm going to walk out being like, doing a Star Wars. Anyway.
We really need to get better at wrapping these up.
That was it. That was perfect.
It's bad.
I'm here to announce. What would you like me to do?
Oi. What? I was just going to ask you what you thought of Battlefront 2.
Not yet.
No, yeah. Guess I'll leave you with it.